Hello. There's so much stuff in this room and my office. One second. Can you bring me to... Yeah, Canvas is here. And you may hear faint sanding noises. All right. You see it right here? Oh, wait, here? Yes, it is here. Wall is not done yet. Wall is surprisingly far along. Like, he's currently sanding down the mudding from the drywall, and then, like, it will be smooth. And then, as far as I know, it needs primed, trimmed out, and then the door needs hung, and then the electricity for the outlet has been run, but it hasn't been connected. So, like, there's, like, a wire from the outlet to where it's piggybacking off of, but, like, they're not hooked up yet. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
But it's close. And then I know the door is going up tomorrow. And I think the door is going up tomorrow because they sent the wrong one or the wrong hardware. No, iPad, I don't need to join Steven's phone for internet. It's very close to being done. I'm very surprised about how far along it is. I just heard a door slam. I'm very excited for it to be done because we had to move everything out of the space and what's left got covered in plastic. And it's still pretty dusty even with the plastic. So there's a lot of dust that will be needed to be cleaned up. Lots of dust. But it's looking really good. Like, the work is all solid. It's very quickly done. And, like, it's just a wall. Like, it's not a supporting wall. There's only one outlet. Like, it's not crazy complicated, but I'm surprised how fast it's gone. Are you sensitive to dust? It hasn't been making me sneeze. I feel like I've had a sore throat a little bit when I wake up in the morning, but it's been gone, like, immediately after once I, like, have some water. And we've been keeping doors shut, and we hung a curtain in the stairwell because we noticed that, like, the railing in the stairs, like, at the top of the stairs was getting dusty because I went like this and it was dusty. And then we hung a curtain and then it's been fine. So it's helped out. And we will be changing the air filters after. Fast but dusty. It's expected. We'll just clean everything. All right, let's talk about everything I have sitting here on my desk. Last week, if you remember, I showed off the prints I did of the mushroom painting because I did 2 prints off my home printer. I got 2 more prints from a printing company. And I got a, oh my god, how do you pronounce it? Giclée print from them just to see how I felt about it. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's not as bright as the others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the prints from the company and the Giclée and then show you what I mean. Alright, so here is the photo print. It looks spot on to the painting. And the painting went out and arrived to its new home this week. So I don't have it to compare to, but I do have this to compare my home prints to, the ones I did myself. And those were spot on, and this is spot on. It's a little bit better, I think, than my home printer. So I'm happy with this. Now here is the fine art print. It's on paper. Like, see, it's not shiny. Like, this is the back, I know, but it's textured like watercolor paper. So this is that. And it's matte. So you can see, like, this color is a little desaturated. The mushroom cap is way more washed out. It's still there and it's still pretty. But I feel like the photo print is better. I don't know. But, like, this is a thing. Like, when you get a print like this, like, they tend to cost more. Like, if you go to an actual gallery and get a print, it tends to be this and not this. And this is a semi-satin, so you can kind of see there's a little bit of a glare on it. It's not as bad as, like, a super shiny print. That would be, like, you could see the exact light behind me. It's kind of diffused a little bit. So, photo looks good. I do like the texture on this, but both good. When you see them side by side, you're like, should this really cost like 4 times the price? Anyway, let me set these down. Also, I managed to crease this one, dang it. The other thing I did is I made this stem cap for a friend of mine to match her bike for her birthday. Let's go here. So that's gonna have a glare because I just varnished it yesterday. You can see it's shiny. So this goes on the part of the bike between the handlebars where it's like above the front fork. Her bike is pink and has black and white checkerboard on it. So I finished that. This took 4 attempts. I did it in Photoshop and then I printed it because you can do the radial design and draw it perfectly. And I tried to carbon paper it to the actual stem cap where you adjust the handlebars. It's the cap that covers the stem. Like, you can use it, but it mostly just like covers it from the elements. Some people remove these and put one that holds their phone there. But it's something that's easy to change out for something different. What paint did I use? Acrylic. I used my paint markers. Anyway, so I printed it, carbon papered, transferred it to the stem cap 3 times. And I did it once and like it slipped around a lot. And I was like, well, let's just paint and see how it looks. And it looked bad. So then I sanded it all off. I put some more bonding primer on it. Did it a second time the same way. And it slipped around again and looked bad. So then I sanded it all off and I put more bonding primer on it. And then I tried it a 3rd time and it looked bad. And I sanded it all off. And then the 4th time I was like, you know what? I'm just going to freehand this. So I have some circle tracers for like architectural students that are in my office. And then I just laid it over this and traced a circle. And then I just used rulers to draw my straight lines. And the outside ring is a bike chain. So then I just used circle tracers to draw the round parts where the rollers go. And then I just freehanded the rest of it. And then I did those little tiny like ditto mark designs outside of the rosette part. Anyway, 4th time, no tracing, worked the best. So I will be giving that to her on Tuesday. And then the last thing on my desk is all of the paintings. So this is the one we've been working on. And there's a little bit of touch-up work I want to do to finalize this. Shoot, now I have the hiccups. But this is basically done. I like the little sparklies I've done down here for like the little ripples. I want to bring them a little bit more back here because once they get back here, you don't see them, they're too far away. But I think they need to stretch out a little bit more. Just a little bit. And maybe do a little bit in here. I kind of have a few, but more. And then I'm bothered by this line of the concrete. It looks like it kind of bumps up instead of being like a straight line, because this is the only man-made part of this whole painting. Everything else is nature. So that bothers me. It needs to be straighter. And then, this is a series. My hope is to get 4 done. I have like 10 days to do it. I did the underpaintings for the other 3 while Steven was gone. And we're gonna work on one of them today. The other one I'm going to work on off camera. And then the 4th one, we'll see if I get time to do that. If it's just a triptych as a series instead of 4. What's the term for that? Diptych, triptych. Is it quad? I don't remember. Then I'll get to it. If not, then it's gonna be 3. So this is the one I'm going to be working on off camera. There's a suspension bridge in Raleigh on the Greenway. So like these are the suspensions that go up to the towers, and then these are just railings on the side of this bridge. So this is the other one. This is the one I do not know if I will get done because it's probably the most complicated. So I'm saving it for last. Scooch over more. There's this like iron girder bridge that has like these iron girders and then they go across the top as well. Tetra? Thank you, Sappy. This is gonna be the hard one. Don't fall over. And then the one I'm working on camera today is this one. This one is all nature. So it's just these gravel paths, and then there's like a hillside and trees. So this is the one I'm going to work on today once I finish this. So this is all 4. And this is the one that may not be part of it. Seeing the neutral tones is gorgeous. I put them all up on the wall, and it's kind of strange to me to see this one next to all 3 of these. It's like, wow, that's a big jump. Because this one will look a lot like this one when it's done. They're in the same park. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, my desk is a complete mess because I've been like coming in here, opening one of these canvases, taking it to my office and doing the underpainting. So there's just lots of plastic around, and there's stuff that belongs downstairs around. There's sister pieces, yeah. All right, that's better. We have all our colors. We have water. We have sketchbook in case I need to swatch something. And there's something else art-wise that we're working on that I did a bunch of sketches for last night, but we're not ready to announce it yet. There's a lot going on around here right now. All right, we're gonna move these and we're gonna finish up the creek crossing. This is the only one with water. I'm hoping that makes these ones easier to do. I'm really nervous about doing this so much. Which is why we're saving it for last. So if we finish it, cool. And if not, it's not the end of the world. Oh, what I'm gonna do first is I am going to erase the chalk on this one. And then we'll read alerts, and then we'll finish up the creek one. I don't expect all the chalk to come off because I've painted the underpainting on a lot of that chalk. It's just kind of going to be permanently underneath. But the stuff that is sitting like here in the sky, I should get rid of. so it doesn't influence any color later. Beautiful. Now that can dry while we work on other stuff. Noah. Ooh, underpainting. Did you see all of them, Noah? Alright, I need to do more sparklies, and I need to fix this line. That helps. That's totally dried out. Just what I had. Oh, what I sent. Did I send you all of them the other day? I can't remember. Or if I just sent you the one. Just the one? Remind me later. Alerts. We have a 41-month resub from Radio Dread at Tier 2. Thank you, Radio Dread. 40 months from Devoid Art, 18 from Starjetty, 15 from Aggregated Molecules, and 12 from Ken's Badger. Paintbrush clicks. Thanks for hitting a year. Welcome in, everyone. There's so much going on. So much. All of my paint is completely dried out too. I probably should have started soaking the palette, but I didn't. Oh yeah, completely dried out. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for being the high point of my Mondays and Fridays. Aw. I did think about going live more and painting, but Kalo was going on and I wasn't going to like compete with that. Rip paint. It's not much. It's like puddles the size of my thumbnail. Like, this is the white. Like, this is it. There's not much. When there's a larger puddle, it tends to stay wet longer. So I'm not really surprised these dried out because, like, this is the red that's left. Like, it's paper thin. And this is it. Like, this is all of it. The green is probably the most I lost since last week, and it's this. It's just paint jerky. Well, normally what I do is I put it on the paint sheet so it's at least doing something, but I thought maybe it might stay a little wet, but it didn't. But that's fine. I need to just mix up a gray, and I need to take some titanium white and finish this piece. And then we can go on to the next one. I did almost catch up on my biking goal for the year, because if you put your goal into Strava, which might be a subscription only thing, I can't remember, it tells you where you should be when. So after last weekend, I was only 7 miles behind on my goal. I was like 200 at one point this year so far. But because I've only biked about an hour this week so far, it's gone up. I never did quite decide on an actual goal. It's kind of like a floating goal of like, well, let's try and hit this, but it'd be really nice if I could hit this. And if I hit that, maybe I could try for this. I think like the number I felt confident in hitting just didn't feel like enough. So I was like, well, if I hit that, I can hit this number. So let's do that number. But like, this is the real goal. But this one is 2. What are we at? you progress goals. I'm at almost 1,400 miles, and I am 30-ish behind where I should be, which isn't bad. That's just like a normal weekend ride for me, which I will probably do at least one of the days this weekend, and then probably an extra 20 the other day. So I'm gonna finally be ahead. They do this like chart. So it's like January to December, and there's a line like where you should be each month. And I was like down for 2 months, and then it started to get to be April, and I got closer, and it's just kind of slowly gotten closer to that line. I only have like 800 miles to go. Because my goal on Strava is 2,222 for the year. But like, if I hit that, then I should just push it to 25. And if I hit that, then like, what's another 500? But we're talking about doing a 100K in the next few weekends, and then a 200K, I think it's in October? No, it's the end of September. The most swole of leggies. I got new bibs, my shorts. I have suspenders on them for biking, and I bought the same brand, the same kind, the same size that I have been wearing, and they were too tight because my quads have gotten too strong. And I was like, oh, let's return those and get a size up. Shoot. What have I been using to make gray? Prussian umber and titanium? Maybe. You could wrap the goal by October if you just bike to all those weddings. I forgot how I was making gray. I'm gonna guess and try this. A friend of mine went down really hard this week on a ride. I don't know why, but the city recently paved a road, and then they covered it in like a crushed gravel, and then there's oil on it. And we were going down a hill on this crushed gravel, freshly paved road, and then we hung a right, and like the first two people did just fine, and then his bike went swoop underneath him and went out. And for the most part, he just has some road rash, like here, like on his chest, and then on his same side on his leg. Hope he's okay. He's doing fine. I asked him yesterday if he was feeling any better, and he's like, better. They chipped and paved the road. Is that what it is? For areas that use salt, but we don't use salt. I had never seen it before. I was like, what is this? It's awful. But he went down, and after that, he just biked home, like straight home. And then the rest of us went to play in the splash pad at the park because it was hot. Guard from ice or weatherwear. It was so hot. We were miserable. Common in Pennsylvania. All right, this is pretty gray-ish. It's a little too blue. Part of road maintenance, it's rough to land on. Yeah, it was rough. That's a lot closer. Okay. I see there's a few more alerts. I'm going to put this color down so I don't lose it, because there's not much I'm mixing up to touch up the part I don't like. And then I will read those alerts. Still too dark. But I do need a darker version, so it's not the end of the world. Let's finish this part. Do you see what I mean? It's less puffy there now. It's more of a straight line. Much better. Now I just have to blend it. Beautiful. All right, now I can read alerts. We have a 36-month resub from Triforce Drummer. Thanks for hitting 3. Good morning, welcome in. And we also have 28 months from Strawberry Hearts, and good morning to you. And now we just got to do a little bit more sparkle and brightening up stuff. Oh, that was too much. Emergency. Fixed. Leave that alone and go do some other stuff. I did think about lightening up some stuff in here too, and I might still do that. Because it's a little dark. Maybe just a little bit. That was too much there. You know what else I never did? The bottom of the canvas. That was a future Mal problem, and it is now future Mal problem time. Future Mal is now current Mal. Yup. I think I was using something slightly gray for this before, which was fine, but doing a little bit more on top of it looks really nice. So there's a little bit of definition that we're getting down here in it, and that's very good. Happy with that. See what happens when you don't do things on stream? But also, counterpoint. I did all those underpaintings. I really did think I had another month to work on this. I don't. Summer flying by, uh-huh. The wall is going up. Stuff is happening. I don't like the one there that got really wide. Right here. Better. All right, happy with that. And then lastly, we're just gonna do a little bit of yellow on the right side of the path past the creek. So like in here, like this one has some yellow. We're gonna add a little bit more of that. And then maybe on like this guy, just to brighten it up a little bit. Just a little bit more. Because I think it needs it. Hansa. I also have to go to the art store this weekend. I should ask myself right now about that. What do I need? Neutral, white, umber, ochre, bone black, buff. Probably not find the one I need. Here we go. I need 2 colors. Okay, cool. Thought I needed 1. I need 2. Shoot. And alizarin. Mal and Mal questionnaire. I could order it. All right, this yellow is far too bright. So we want it to be more like this yellow. So it's slightly green and it's toned down. So opposite of yellow is violet. So we need to take some of our Prussian blue and some of our alizarin and make it more purple. But we can put it on the cool blue side of purple because we need to make the yellow turn a little green. Just a little green. Like we're trying to neutralize it, but we're also trying to make it a little green. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. See? Green. It's a little too green, so we're just gonna add more yellow. It's also a little dark. And then we will lighten it up with white. And realize it's way too yellow because I added more. I think I added too much. Like this is like a very pretty butter yellow, but it's yellow. Not quite what we need. And always we could add green to it. Do you see that brighten up that area? Just a little bit. It just needed a little more of something. Are they still doing work on the wall today? Yes. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there is a faint sanding sound coming from downstairs of a machine. Not really. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner running, honestly. It's not that loud. Almost done then. So they're sanding the wall. They have to prime the wall. They have to finish doing the electricity, put the trim up, and the door. And I think that's it. This is too yellow. Yeah, we should be yellow, but not quite this yellow, I think. I thought it was kind of sweet the contractor showed up yesterday, and you could tell he was proud of his guys. He's like, "What do you think?" We were like, "We're really happy." We're super excited. That's better. And I just need to add it up higher where I should have done it in the first place. But I didn't. Up here. That's not bright enough. And that is not yellow enough. I don't like that. So we're gonna get rid of it and try again. Even after they prime, you'll probably need to do at least 2 coats. It was 2 coats on the foyer, so I was expecting that. The color that's going on that wall on the inside of the room is going to be agreeable gray, which is fine because we need it to not reflect light. On the outside is going to be a steel blue color. That's not bright enough, despite adding quite a bit of titanium white to it. Okay. Where'd my little brush go? It's gone missing. Okay, I call that done. We're gonna still sign it. The thing I've been sharpening my chalk pastels into is in the other room. So we're just gonna do it here. Also, I do not have my paint markers. They are in the other room because they were in there for paint the tube stem. Do we freehand it? I think we do freehand it. That's fine, I can live with that. Do I have black in here though? That's the bigger question. I do. Oh, I'm so shaky from coffee. This is probably not a good idea to do today. Oh yeah, I'm way too shaky from coffee. This is gonna have to be a later thing. It's one thing to like tap in leaves. It's another to try and get your signature right. We'll do that later. All right, this one's done. Brightening up this was a good idea. Okay, this one's done. Let's move on to the next one. Oh. So, the hope is that this one will look just as good as this one, and that they'll look like sisters. They're taken in the same spot. I mean, not like they're taken less than a mile apart. So the hope is they look like sisters. And that the other ones also look like sisters because they're a series. That's the hope. They are taken on different days. The light's going to be a little bit different. That's okay. So we need to start by filling in probably the sky. And there's not much of it because there are so many trees that cover this part, but there is little bits of it poking through. So I do need to fill in like a light blue-gray. And before you have to do gremlin hours, gremlin hours is going to be a me problem and not a you guys and mod problem. I do want to clean off the palette because I have a lot of everything else on it right now. And there's not much space to mix up everything I need. The people want gremlin hours. It wouldn't be a problem for me. It'd be morning for you, Radio Dread. Yes. But also, like, poor Chaz. I don't sleep until 3 a.m. anyway. Listen, this one I'm finishing on camera, so I get a time-lapse video out of it. So if that results in gremlin hours, then that results in streamed gremlin hours. The suspension bridge one is going to happen off camera. So if that's gremlin hours, that's a me problem. And then the steel girder bridge is... we're just gonna see what happens with that one. Chess concern. I'll miss Gremlin Hour streams. Definitely can't do my name during Gremlin Hours. Signing a signature? Definitely not. There was a Red Bull in my house. When Josh left, we were like, "Do you need anything?" And he's like, "Do you got any Red Bull?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can have the Red Bull." I truly shouldn't be having it. because the guys got home after a very long drive coming back from Coliseum. And they got home late Tuesday. And then early Wednesday was the building of the wall in the living room. And it was not quiet. That was the loudest day because there was a lot of like compressor running, saw, hammer, screws. Like, it was loud that day. I consume far too much caffeine. Yeah. If I have nothing to like be awake for and I'm willing to mess up my good sleep schedule, I am liable to just be awake all the time, forever. In Japan, I am unchecked with caffeine. So the paint color I need, I have this Interference Violet, which I used on this purple for the mud flap. Now I need it to be blue-green. Violet is neither of those. So I need to go pick some up. And like I said, I could order them. All right, we're gonna stick with similar color palette. I've really been disliking, what are you? Are you the sap green? How sap green looks on a palette. On a painting. But like, we may have to. Permanent green. Because like, Hooker's looks really good. I've been very happy with Hooker's green. And if I keep the palette the same, they're definitely going to look like a series. They are at different times of year. This one was recently. When did I take this? Sometime this year, since spring. The Creek Crossing is definitely summer. The Suspension Bridge was last summer, and the Steel Girders was closer to winter. There's not many leaves on those trees, and it's earlier in the morning, so the light's very low. So that one's gonna look the weirdest, which is another reason I'm saving that one for last. If you all remember, there was a series of 2 paintings I did of a trail at nighttime. There was like the bigger canvas, and then there was one that was closer to this size. Those ones technically count in the series, but they're not getting entered into this. And then I have another piece I want to work on that I actually bought stretcher bars for, so I have a canvas to stretch. And I bought a frame, so I can do a stream where I show off how to frame a canvas, which I've never gotten to do before, so that's exciting. All right, titanium white, Prussian blue, and then we need a little bit of probably burnt umber to make this light blue, but we don't want it super saturated. umber. Sorry, sienna. That's the orange. Umber is more brown. This is sienna. I also should probably take inventory soon of like all the colors I have, because I have a bad feeling that there's going to be a day where I really need a color and I'm out of it. But right now, the house is a mess. All those prints of the mushroom painting, there's 5 of them, are on the floor in front of where I keep all my backup paint. And then there's like the stuff to stretch the palette, and then the frame, and then there's so many things. And now my office has a lot of the stuff from downstairs in it. And Steven's office has a lot of the stuff from downstairs in it. All right, we've neutralized the blue. And now, let's make our sky color. Okay, are you blue enough? Because it looks like white. On its own, it looks blue. But on the painting, it doesn't. So, this is white, and this is our sky color. See how it's like not the same? And then I get it over here, and it looks like white. It's the beauty of color theory. And I'm going to use a little bit of glazing liquid just so it's a bit easier to push around. because this is on a slope, there's less trees up on like this side, so we're gonna get a lot more bits of sky over here. And I don't suspect that it will be this open by the time I'm done. It will be pretty covered with the leaves. But it's hard to know exactly where I'm going to put them. So we're just going to put a lot more sky down than we probably will need. There, sky done. That was easy. The next problem I have is I have all of this extra sky color. So what I might do is I might turn it into the gravel color and then paint the gravel. Even though that's not what I would choose to work on next. Little too blue. That seems good. We're just gonna block it in because I have so much of this, and we can always add texture later. That was way too much glazing liquid. See how transparent it is? It's also quite blue now that I get it up here. Again, we're too blue. Let's fix that. Should probably paint this. The nonsense has been refined. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Vagabond. I do not like that high-pitched noise in that song. Yeah. That needs to not happen. There's like dappled light coming through here. So we're just going to kind of give a little bit of an indication, because this is just a roughing in of this. It looks pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. Happy with it. Where'd the paint sheet go? There's the paint sheet. Wait. Like, it needs texture because it's gravel, but it looks pretty good. Okay. We did that. So now, this is dry enough to sit here for now. I'm hungry. Time for a short break. Stretch and hydrate, maybe have a snack. So something that happened to me this morning is I was opening up the blinds in my office and I knocked over my cactus. And it's in sand, and there was sand everywhere. So I had to clean that up, replant it. I did get to see that it's actually growing and not dead. Rhonda had gifted me a cutting of her cactus because she has, is it called old man cactus? It's fuzzy white and like you can touch it. It's not sharp. It's like soft-ish. So like I picked up the 2 little cuttings and I was like, oh, they have roots. So that's a good sign that it's not dead, but it might be dead after what I just did to it. So I lost maybe like 1/3 of the soil, and like I scooped up what I could, but it's sand. So then I had to vacuum up the rest. So I'm gonna let it be in its container with a tiny, like 2/3 of the soil it had, and maybe at some point next year we'll repot it and see that it's not dead. She'll be okay, trauma builds character. Let's talk about plants while I'm waiting on this to dry and for my snack to show up. My Thaumatophyllum is giving me a new leaf right now, which is exciting. And my Monstera is giving me a new leaf, which is the most exciting part. And it has 3 new aerial roots, which is exciting because it hasn't been growing any of those. Hi.
Hi. They plasticked the whole...
Oh, the stairway?
The whole stairway.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I can't...
You can't get me a snack?
I can't leave.
Okay, that's fine.
I can't get to the first floor.
That's fine.
I'm sure it's temporary.
Yeah, it's
We
temporary.
probably don't live here now. Like, in Homestead.
Yeah, we live on the 2nd floor now.
Is there...
That's fine. I have water. I'll be okay.
Okay.
I finished the other one. Because I just had a little bit to do on that, and now I'm
good.
doing this one.
Oh, wow.
You want it right side up?
I have to think about how that'll work
How would
for VODs. So this will be, should I separate it? Should it be 2 VODs? Should it be called part 5 of one and part 1 of another?
I think so.
Okay. As soon as I know I can't have food,
Then
I'm
you're
so
hungry. What if we have Chaz drive over and throw stuff up to the window?
That's insane. That sounds insane. God, I'm so hungry. If I wouldn't have looked, I would have been fine. But now I'm starving. Now I've never eaten.
A pulley system?
I mean, I didn't eat much. Like this morning, I had a protein bar
Mm-hmm.
and 2 toaster strudels,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. I'm sure they'll be done soon.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other food up here.
There isn't.
Yeah, there's not. Okay. Well, I'm going back to the art mines.
Alright. I'm in the art mines.
I'm in a very different kind of art
You are.
mine. I'm in the design lines.
Uh-huh.
Well, bye.
Bye. What am I? Careful, Stephen may eat you. Seems like you need an upstairs snack fridge. I don't like to bring food upstairs for the most part. Because, like, ants. I don't like this line. It's too curvy. It needs to be a little straighter. That's fine. Roughed in. My other thought is roughing in all of the rest of my colors. Or at least their background color. Because, like, up here, like on the other painting, we're going to have, like, light yellow because it's further back. And the sun's hitting that. And, like, the dark green sits underneath, or on top over here. So, like, I think I need to block in that yellow for anything in the canopy. And then the ground over here needs some, like, burnt umber, the darker, like, browner color, burnt umber. And then maybe some, like, deep Jenkins green. Just kind of block in all of my colors. That seems like a good move. Let's start with the good ones. That won't look weird because the yellow is going to look weird. It's right, but it's going to look weird in a trust the process way. All right, umber. Umber, are you umber? You are. Do I have another one? Or do I have to sneak around the mushroom prints? Also, it's getting dark outside. I think I want to add a little bit of Prussian to this. Man, it was storming last night. It was a crazy light show. Because we don't have any curtains up yet. We're waiting to paint. Yeah. Adding some Prussian to this is a good move. It makes it darker. So it was really bright. This brush is too big for over there. Oh my gosh, Noah. We have a 39-month resub from Anise. Hi. Good morning. All right, need smaller brush. I think it looks awkward in some spots, but it won't always. It will become better. We have a 41-month resub from Xenofantasies and 39 from K Crinion. Good morning to you both. Welcome in. We're on painting 2 of the day. We finished the one from last week. Now we are blocking in this one. I did the underpainting off camera, so the time lapse is going to be a little weird, but it is what it is for this. Welcome in. That is a little green. Do I want to go more brown with that? Or more blue? Maybe more blue? And like, I know it's a tree trunk, it should be brown, but this is just blocking in. We're trying to just make it dark. That was the worst brush for that. Ruined my line. Clean that up. All right, now, there's a little bit of highlights on these trees. I'm just going to fill that in so I can see it. Oh my gosh, that's so blue. Become less blue. Still blue. Okay. Now, the more gray the gravel color. Yeah. Now we're gonna mix up our dark greens, and then we're gonna mix up our light greens, because the light greens are going to look weird. So we're going to take poker's green, And maybe a little bit of alizarin. Maybe we'll add some of this burnt umber to it also. We don't want it as dark as the stuff I just put in, because then it'll look like that. We still need it to be green. But we're going to tone down the saturation and darken it a little bit. So it's so dark, it is almost black, but it is definitely a deep green. So we're gonna add just a touch of white to it so we can still see it. But I think it's too dark. The problem is when I add white to it, it gets a bit grayer. Yep. Now that is green. I'm getting those canvas texture marks too extremely, like I'm seeing tiny bits of white where it's super low on the canvas. We don't want that. Oh, now I have to paint around my tree trunks. Oh well. Should probably switch brushes. Let's do this part first. Here's the other problem with not being able to get downstairs is I currently can't hear anything. So it makes me wonder, are they just gonna leave us like stuck up here and not say anything and then leave today? Did they go take their lunch break? I don't know. I do contractor work sometimes, and I always tell the clients if I'm going on break or whatever, so I hope they do too. I hope so. We have a 6-month resub from Soulswind. Hi, welcome in today. Welcome to We're Trapped Upstairs. And I'm painting. Nope. Stuck my hand in paint. At least I ate something earlier. Like, I will be fine. This brush is not quite as fine and sharp of a point as I want, but it's fine. Because they're in your house, surely they're there for work and all, but still. Yeah. They've been great guys, like, showing up on time. Too locked in. Time to switch brushes again. This part needs to be better. This kind of goes down. That'll all be dark. For the most part. There'll be a little bit that's not. We'll bring the dark up a little bit into some other stuff. There's so many tiny orange peel texture from the canvas. It's frustrating me. It's like, sit down in there. It's one of the reasons I do underpaintings, is so that goes away. But it's being difficult today. All right, now that line should not be that straight at an angle like this. It needs to be softer. So we're going to take a larger brush and just bring up that dark green a bit taller in some areas, like here. And then there. Okay. How does this side look? Oh, that needs way more. And then we have the bottom of the canvas again, because we're not gonna, like, it's going to get these little green specks or whatever color I'm using all over it, and that's just going to have to be fine, because we're going to do it again later. But if I do it a bit more alongside the rest of the canvas, it will be easier later, unlike the other painting where I just kind of left it alone completely. We'll let that dry, mix up a new color, have some water. Realize I spilled something all over my phone. Oh good, it's just water, not paint. Ooh, the dress I ordered is supposed to be here tomorrow. Yay. Had to order a dress for a wedding. Welcome in. Hi. We're working on blocking in after doing an underpainting. While we are trapped in the upstairs of my house and skipping lunch apparently. I want to block in the rest of the stuff that is burnt sienna and probably wrap for there today. And then I need to look at a calendar and see if we're going to be streaming outside of normal hours for the rest of this. You live here now. Yeah. Problem is I don't think I can keep painting if I'm becoming increasingly hungry. Can I do other stuff? Yeah. Like finish my Stray Children walkthrough. Or the other art thing that Steven's working on. Hopefully you can get downstairs before Hitman. Well, then I'm definitely going to need to have Chaz rescue me. Alright, blocking in colors for this part is going to be light yellow-green. Palette knife, where did I just put you? Waiting for you to finish Stray Children so I can be released from Disco Elysium Purgatory. I'm so close to being done. I'm in the last area, Noah. So close. Alright. Hooker's green, alizarin. I need Hansa. Ouch. That might be all I need. Okay, this color I think is the trickiest color when you're doing a landscape. Oh, I hear the sander starting again. Oh no. That means that there's no way the plastic is coming down anytime soon. Anyway, I think this is the trickiest color because it can easily look toxic green or like baby poop green. It's very easy to ruin it. And let's lighten it up a little bit. Needs to be brighter. Sander is almost inaudible. I can barely hear it when I mess with the audio. Like I said, it sounds a little bit like a vacuum cleaner. I have my door shut. I don't want any dust getting on the paintings or the prints I have out right now. So as soon as I'm done and my hands are clean, I'm going to put the prints away. Just as an extra precaution. How do I feel about this? I think it needs to be more yellow. Green has a lot of personality. Truly, it is the hardest color to work with. Like, completely the hardest color to work with. And if you use phthalo, phthalo green. Is there phthalo in Hooker's green? Phthalo yellow, phthalo blue, phthalo, yeah. There is. Perfect. Did I make enough of this? Nope. Great. I have a lot of this color. Actually, I have a lot of it with glazing liquid, so I might use it to bring in a little bit of highlights on the shadow color that I already put down. But I need to make sure I have enough to fill in all of this first.
Yeah. Mega Ran, Super Soul Brothers. You ever have one of those strange days where you're just not quite sure what's going on? I step out the house, stop short, oh no. Greeted by a punk bouncing on a pogo stick. I move quick, getting got to know what kind of place is this? I don't know. It's not a city that you like to go. There's all types of Eiffels, frightful foes, mean runaway dogs, spiteful pros. The goal is survival, so maybe I should go. Got no idea where I am, don't know, but here I am. So scared I am. Seems it's only getting worse now. Kinda wish that I was earthbound. Now, as if I couldn't have more bad luck. I see a cop, but he's not calling for backup. I run and give chase him before he can catch up. I'm slapped up by some kind of attack slug. Usually I'd have a chance in this matchup, but this slug is normal.
We're gonna let the lyrics play.
Things aren't seeming to add up. My town's going crazy. I'm about to crack up. Got no idea where I am. Don't know, but here I am. So scared I am. Seems it's only getting worse now. Kinda wish that I was earthbound. I see mites and ants that are quite gigantic. I'm tough and all, but I don't like my chances. Reports say UFOs might have landed. Try not to panic, but hyped and frantic. I duck into the 4th Street Bank where I'm greeted by a man named Frank with a shank. My heart just sank. I'm trying to understand, man, what is this madness? I must get past this. Got no idea where I am. Don't know, but here I am. So scared I am. Seems it's only getting worse now. Kinda wish that I was earthbound. Hey, yo, there's gotta be an explanation for the situation I'm currently facing. Monsters are chasing and misbehaving, and no one is coming to help. Amazing. Shrooms are rambling and punks are skating. Sprouts are raising. Cranky ladies complaining. Thinking I'm their plaything. My feet are aching. The world needs saving. Time's are wasting. Come on. Got no idea where I am. Don't know, but here I am. So scared I am. Seems it's only getting worse now. Kinda wish that I was earthbound. I see a bee, but can I trust them though? Uncomfortable, it's been so untouchable. From taxis to records to pumps and ghosts, even piles of barf now, that's just gross. Maybe I'm asleep and a dream is happening. I'm tossing and turning, my team just laughing. While I'm sweating, wheezing, weeping, gasping, and now they released the Kraken. Here we go. Got no idea where I am. Don't know, but here I am. So scared I am. Seems it's only getting worse now. Kinda wish that I was earthbound. You know, saving the world is only a hobby of mine. Most of the time, I spend most days doing nothing. But occasionally, when the calling occurs, I do what I gotta do. It's nothing. Mega Ran and the Super Soul Brothers. Yeah. We're like no other. Yeah.
Do we see the vision? Is it coming together a little bit? Now there's hammering happening. Not sure why there's hammering happening. Maybe putting the trim? Okay, let's bring a little bit of highlights in. This is too bright for some of this. kind of wild how much just a little bit of that helps. Suddenly depth. I know, it's wild. I need a little bit more gray. Which I long ago ran out of. Oh, you are too brown. This is dark, but we can work with that. Now the reason for this is because I didn't paint it quite as far as I needed to the first time. GTA is starting. The angle of this here looks weird because of the way it has 90 degrees around the canvas. And I think that's a lovely spot to stop for today. So what I want to do before you all leave is I want to put the done painting next to this painting, next to one with an underpainting, so you can see the progression. And I kind of want to see that for myself, to be honest. But first, I need to get rid of this, wash a brush, clean off my hands before I touch a done painting, so I don't transfer anything to it. The reason this one is getting done on camera is because I know I can do this one fast. This one I'm not worried about getting done. It may require extra streaming, but it's not going to be as difficult as the steel girder one. Okay. All of this stuff is clean. Let's get this off hands. I also should take my polish off. It's really chipped. Okay. We have. Should put down some fresh plastic. Actually, the bottom isn't painted. Don't have to worry about that. Completed painting. Locked in painting. What are you? Underpainting. Don't touch the done one. You can all fit. I know you can. I believe in you. No, don't touch. These two can touch. That's fine. There. This is in progress. So you can see the evolution that they go through. And like, I know you guys watch and you see it, especially when I do the time-lapse videos. Or rather, Dan does them and I upload them. But it's kind of fun to see 3 of them in progress together like this. Cool. There's actually something very nice about this one in its messy state that I like a lot. Like, we're getting a little abstract expressionist here. And it's kind of fun. And like this one, I'll do the same. Where I'll block it in just like this, and then we'll bring it to that level of detail. Glass is off. All right, I'm gonna leave them sit here so I can take a photo of them. Let's talk about things that are coming up. Guess what? Steven and I are both back today, and it's a Friday. So it is Hitman tonight. It is time to play more Hitman. I know people have been excited for it. Not much left in the game, true. Let me pull up a calendar. Sunday, Steven's going to be streaming something. I don't know if he said it. I don't know if it's public. Something's happening. No, he's done with Celeste. Is he starting New Thing on Sunday? Or is that the Wednesday game that I'm thinking of? Tune in Sunday for that. Monday night, we're going to work on this painting. We're going to do a painting stream Monday. Minesweeper. Radiage Red, you joke, but I've been playing a lot of Minesweeper lately. So Monday night, because we finished Ghost of Yote, we're going to paint this. Because my deadline is fast approaching. And then that gives us next Friday, the 28th, to finish it. And if we don't, then we need to do some other stream in addition to normal streams. But Monday night, we will be working on this. Tuesday morning will be breakfast stream like normal. Wednesday will be whatever he's playing. And next Friday will be more painting and Hitman. And in the weird, wild off chance I finish this Monday, then maybe we'll just work on a different one of these paintings next Friday, but I doubt it. I bet we'll be working on this. Painting will be a different post-work vibe. Yep, totally different. Whew. I'm gonna see if I can sneak downstairs and get at least a fig bar. All right, thanks everyone for being here. Tune in tonight for Hitman. From what I know, I think the penultimate stream for Hitman, the one before the end. Consume something, please. Just have Chaz chuck protein bars at my window. The Great Escape. All right, thanks everyone for being here, and I will see you tonight for Hitman. Have a good afternoon.